It's April, and a long time no see. I haven't done I have been living life and not been doing a lot of videoing, so here we are. I had something incredible happen today, and I wanted to share, even though I don't have any makeup on, and this is not like the best lighting or outfit or, all of those things. It's just one of those, like, if I don't share this now, then I'll get distracted and then I'll never share it, and that would be a travesty. So, you may remember, if you've been following along for a little while, that in November, I sung the national anthem for a Pelicans game here in New Orleans. So the Pelicans are the New Orleans NBA basketball team. And on November 11th, for Veterans Day, they specifically needed a veteran, or wanted to have a veteran, sing the national anthem. So I was fortunate enough to be the person they chose. And I've posted pictures and video and all of that. It was a very, very exciting experience. But more than the experience, it was a miracle the way I found out and got the gig. And that's a part of the story that I haven't shared as much. So in order to understand the miracle of today, I want to describe the miracle of November 11th. So, I was sitting at home with my husband on a Sunday night. It was actually, I think it was 2 weeks before Veterans Day. I was sitting on the couch Sunday night watching some show with my husband. And I got a text I got a phone call actually from a number that I didn't recognize. And you've probably had this happen as well, where you get these calls from like solicitors or, I don't know, people who are not calling to have a conversation with you. So I ignored the call because it wasn't anybody that was in my phone. And then I got a text from that same number, and it's a girl who says, hey, you may not remember me, but I'm the daughter of one of your choir members. And it turns out, yes, I know her parents really well, because when I was directing the choir at St. Charles United Methodist, and then also for the community chorus, her parents were singers in those choirs. So I know her parents really well, and then have met her over the course of several years. So she says, my best friend's boyfriend's dad is looking for a veteran to sing the national anthem at an NBA game, and I immediately thought of you. So let's just sit for a moment with that and just how miraculous that is. So this woman who I'd met, a couple of times over the course of several years, knows that I'm a veteran somehow, remembers that I'm a veteran, knows that I'm a singer, calls her parents to get my number, and messages me about this gig. And then the fact that she even knew about the gig, because that was so extraordinary, like best friend's boyfriend's dad is looking for someone. Anyway, checked my calendar, realized I was available, told her I was of course interested, and so excited and grateful that she thought of me. And so she passed along my information along with this little message that said, so the boyfriend's dad is looking for someone, but actually the person that's hiring or booking the gig is this other woman, totally separate. And she said the woman's name in the text. We'll call her Amber for now. So she said, so actually this guy is going to pass along your information to Amber, and so you should hear from her tomorrow. Well, I kind of remembered that name. Like, I sort of had this fleeting thought, like, I think I've emailed that person before. So I go and check in my sent items, and it turns out over a year ago, I had gotten this wild hair that I wanted to sing the national anthem at some local sporting events or events of any kind. And so I had recorded a demo of me singing the anthem, and I had sent it in to all these different places. And I had heard back from this woman, Amber, that books for the Pelicans. And she had said, thank you so much. We would really love to use you, but we're all booked up for this season. So I'll keep you in mind for the future. Well, life goes on. She forgot about me. I forgot about her. And like I said, it was sort of a wild hair. Like one day I just did all of that. So I replied to that email from over a year ago and said, hi, I was just contacted by someone about singing the anthem for your upcoming Veterans Day game. If you are still in need of someone, I am available and interested. And you also may be getting my information from this other person. Well, she emails me right back and says, oh, of course, I'm so sorry, I forgot. We would love to have you. Here's all the details. And it was done. Like, done deal. Within 12 hours of when I got that first text and missed phone call from this choir member's daughter to getting an email from the person who was booking the gig saying, you're in. Here's all the details. It was so simple. I mean, it was literally the easiest thing, and it came out of the blue. And so I have been thinking back to that and sort of using that as a, what do you call those? Like a memory post or like a sign. A sign that if God wants you to get a gig or to, if it's meant to be that you sing the national anthem for some high profile thing, it's going to happen. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop it. And as evidenced by like the random chain of events that had to happen for me to even find out about the gig, much less get it. Right. So over the last few months, I've really had a lot of, I'm pregnant. So there's a lot of ups and downs that go with that. Just emotional stuff that may or may not even really be like that big a deal, but it feels like a big deal just because of all the hormones and stuff. But I had some really specific goals and ideas of things that I wanted to accomplish. And like before the baby came, I had this grand plan of all that I was going to get done with my business, and almost none of that has happened. And I've been really upset with myself about that. Like, some of the things I've tried haven't worked, and some of the, I've seen things work for other people, and then when I try them myself, it just falls flat, and it's just it can get very discouraging. And so I've been lamenting about that specifically over the last couple of weeks, that it just feels like maybe it's just, I should just go into hiding or something until after the baby comes, and then, figure out how to pick up the pieces and continue. I just don't know. I'm just very lost, and that's okay. That happens. So, like I said, I always just remember back to the November gig and think, when there's something that is a good fit for me, when there's something that is right, it will happen, and it doesn't actually matter what I do. I just need to be available, and I just need to be who I'm supposed to be. And it's not really all about what I'm doing. I don't have to work really hard to be seen, because if I'm supposed to be seen, it will happen. So, yesterday, I go out to the mailbox, and I've received some packages from Amazon. No surprise, I've been ordering several things. So I bring in the mail and have 2 separate packages from this clothing seller, like a seller on Amazon that sells clothing. So we'll just call the business clothing. Okay. Well, I had only ordered 1 item from them, so I thought that was odd that I got 2 packages. So I opened the first one, and it is the item that I've ordered. I opened the second one, and it is not anything that they even sell. It's not a product they even sell. It's a piece of jewelry. It's this jewelry box, and when I open it, inside is this pendant, which is a basketball with a cross in the middle of it. And on the back, it has the scripture from Luke 1:37, "For with God, nothing shall be impossible." I'm getting chills right now. So I was like, I think God sent me jewelry. Like, there is no explanation. So I went on Amazon to see if maybe I had accidentally ordered it, or maybe someone else had ordered it for me or something. No. That particular vendor only sells clothing items. They sell no jewelry at all. So it did not come from them. And then I looked up this particular item, and it's sold on Amazon, but through like a whole nother vendor. So then I'm thinking, well, maybe somebody ordered this and then they accidentally sent it to me. Like, there's some kid somewhere that is supposed to be getting this necklace and isn't. So, maybe this is a sign from God, but it's also not mine. Like, I didn't pay for it. I need to send it back. So I get on like an online chat with customer service for Amazon, which, by the way, Amazon customer service is incredibly hard to track down. If you wanted to actually talk to a real person, it's going to take you a while. But anyway, I'm looking it up on my phone because I'm going to read you the transcript. So here is my chat with the Amazon customer service people. So my initial question is, I placed and received an order from this clothing vendor, and I also received a separate package. The return address was the same clothing people, but the item was a basketball cross necklace. It's not an item that they offer or that I ordered. I see it listed on Amazon, sold by a different vendor. What do I do? So this person comes on and says, introduces herself, says, I'm here to help you. And then she asks if I have a packaging slip for the order, the mistake order. And I say, no, I don't have the packing slip, but I do have all the packaging, like the envelope and everything, because it didn't come with a packing slip. So she asks for some specific numbers that are on the front of it. And so I gave them to her, and she said, okay, I'm on it. She used the words, I'm on it. And she's going to look it up and see what happened. And I said, great, because I'm so curious as to how this happened. Like, it's just so random. So then she comes back after a little while and says, thanks for waiting. This package was shipped extra along with your order. It was an error from our fulfillment center. I truly apologize for the inconvenience. Please donate or dispose the item at your convenience. So I responded and I said, it's no problem at all. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't some kid waiting on his pendant. So literally, I was sent by accident a sign that God's got it. It's incredible. It's really incredible. And so who am I to be a whiny baby about, well, it's not happening in this way or that way or at this time or that time when I thought it would. So I got to find a way. Oh, in the process of handling it, I actually already broke the little thing that attaches it to its chain. So I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. If I'm going to keep it just as a pendant or figure out how to wear it. But I just had to share. And I want it to be an encouragement, not just for me, but for anyone who feels like, okay, is God really listening? Like, am I even supposed to be here? Like, if you're ever confused, take this and remember it. If and when it's your time, it will show up all on its own accord. And you don't have to jump through a million hoops or put up a million Facebook ads. It's just going to happen when it's supposed to. And be available and follow those hunches. I mean, like that random wild hair I got on a year and a half ago to email everybody that was head of a sports team to see about singing the anthem. It didn't pay off then, but a year later, it was part of what helped this situation work out. So, all things work together. And with God, nothing is impossible.